Tucked inside the Appalachian Mountains sits a crumbling monument to college football's one-time presence in the Upper Kanawha Valley. Martin Field, with its concrete stands and faded turf, served as the home for the West Virginia Tech Golden Bears from its construction in 1932 until 2011, when the school dropped its football program. The school, located along the Kanawha River in Montgomery, was a vital piece of this small community. That changed in the summer of 2017 when the school, by then known as WVU Tech, relocated south to Beckley in Raleigh County. Many of the buildings that made up Tech's campus remain as they were in the school's heyday. Other structures, like Martin Field, have been lost to time. But for those who played on that field, the memories live on.
A lot of it molded who I was and who I became. Obviously I had a great career here. Had great relationships with players, coaches, people in the community, but it started my football career as a coach for 17 years at the collegiate level, and then ultimately what I do now in sales. So, I'm forever grateful for this place. A lot of memories here that I wouldn't trade for anything.
Powered by the coal industry and with the college as its crown jewel, Montgomery prospered during the 1950s as its population reached 3,400. By the 1980s, the town's size was still over 3,100. Current Montgomery Mayor Greg Ingram is a longtime resident of the Upper Kanawha Valley and a 1999 graduate of Tech.
Tech had a good program, and they had good coaches. And then I think, as times changed and went on, the program struggled a little bit, but it was an exciting event here in town to go watch Tech play football.
Each year, colleges from across West Virginia, members of the now defunct West Virginia Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, would make the trek up the hill to Martin Field and battle the Golden Bears. Rivalry games against fellow Kanawha Valley institution West Virginia State often attracted large crowds to the small community. However, following the 2005-06 season, West Virginia Tech left the WVIAC to become a member of the NAIA, in turn ending many of those long-standing rivalries. Ingram said that was the start of the decline for West Virginia Tech athletics.
And you think about being in West Virginia Conference, not just people that were there to cheer for Tech, but you had UC people that would come here. It's just down the road. This place was packed on Saturdays. You had people from the other colleges in West Virginia. Those folks would come because it wasn't a big, long drive for them to get here. And it was definitely a big boost for the restaurants and the businesses, and we sold gas, and it was just it generated some income for the towns, not just Montgomery, but Smithers and Pratt, some of the other towns around, Golly Bridge. It was a big economic driver for a long time when they were in the West Virginia Conference.
Smith echoed Ingram's thought about the economic driver Tech was to the small community.
If you go through Montgomery now compared to 20, 25 years ago, it's night and day difference right now. A lot of empty buildings, empty restaurants. Fraternities are tore down, dorms are tore down. There's only, I think, Chinese restaurant, Frank's Pizza is the only thing left. But it's just, I can't tell you the difference that, West Virginia Tech, when it was here in Montgomery, the town was booming.
Tech not only provided area athletes with the opportunity to compete at the next level, it also helped shape the careers of several coaching legends. Current George Washington High School football coach Steve Edwards Jr. roamed the Tech sidelines alongside his dad, Steve Edwards Sr. The two served as assistants under Bob Goebel in the 1990s.
When Bob Goebel, who was the head coach at Tech at the time, he came and asked us if we would like to work with him, and you come in do some part-time work. I wasn't coach. I just recently moved back to the area I just got through coaching at West Virginia University as GA, got back in town, and it was a great opportunity for us both. So Dad worked on the offensive side where he was comfortable, and I was on the defensive side. So it was a good time, and Bob was a great guy and a good friend of ours. Bob had coached with Dad, was the only assistant on the state championship team in '82. So it was a win-win for us.
Goebel promoted Edwards to a coordinator position as the young, ambitious coach entered his second season with the program. Entering the 1994 season, Edwards Jr., in only his second year as an assistant, And the Golden Bears owned the distinction of the nation's longest losing streak, having dropped 22 straight games. The streak reached 27 games by the time the Concord Mountain Lions came to Montgomery. It would not hit 28. The Golden Bears declawed the Mountain Lions in the '94 contest, ending the then nation's longest losing streak, winning by a final of 14-7. Edwards Jr. fondly remembers that victory from 3 decades ago.
We were able to break the losing streak. We had the longest losing streak in the country at the time of any division. And when we were on ESPN, that wasn't something to be, that's not something to brag about, that it was on there. And we ended up beating Concord that Saturday afternoon. Bob jumped into Canal River, which is history in itself. It was on TV and all that stuff. So it was a big time. So it was a good experience, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
The last game played at Martin Field came on November 5th, 2011. The Golden Bears left on a high note, defeating Pikeville, Kentucky 42-21. It's been nearly a decade since Tech left Montgomery, but for many, including Ingram, the emotions are still raw.
We still are rebuilding, we're doing things, and from my perspective, the school should have never moved. What I would like to see as a mayor of Montgomery, and I probably will do a FOIA to find out. I'd like to know what this cost the state taxpayers. The 2016 Board of Governors, Gordon Gee, and the legislature of 2016, and the governor made a bad mistake.
Martin Field, like the town it overlooks, has seen better days. The press box has been torn down, and standing water fills the end zones. Montgomery, once a thriving coal town, has fewer than 1,300 residents. However, those that remember West Virginia Tech football in Montgomery, especially at Martin Field, will never forget those afternoons cheering on the community staple and a place that many called home.